Yeah, this build has taken me a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So, we don't really have much of a choice other than to do something else for a Gunpla upload in the meantime. What are we going to talk about? Well, considering how I have built my first master grade, I am building my first real grade. I have officially broken out of the beginner stage of Gunpla. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say I'm some advanced guru aficionado, anything like that. But considering I have officially broken out of the entry stage, I have officially broken out of the beginner bones, what do I think about it? Not really what do I think about it, but what do I recommend for the beginner stage? On top of what do I think about it? And what do I recommend for y'all? Well, first off, we gotta throw this out the window. And we gotta talk about the real entry grade. SDs. We don't need you. He was just on the pile. SDs. Yeah, these are the real entry grades. You can tell by the box sizes. I don't have any. Here, I'll pull one of the instruction manuals off the wall just for y'all. Look at the size of that instruction manual right there. That's abysmal. That's absolutely a fucking abysmal. Here you go. He matches up. This is the one right here. It's abysmal in size. I'll pull it open real quick. This is the real entry grade, you know? This is the real fucking entry grade. It's all one sheet. For beginners, I highly recommend SDs. This is the real entry grade. Now, we got some more SD examples. Some more SDs I have built. Y'all ready for this? Now, these are what I would call simple SDs. And I apologize, this is going to be an uncut video, you're going to notice that. But don't worry, I'll have nice music in the background for y'all. But these are what I would call simple SDs. These are ones that are one sheet, and you're not going to have much of an issue with. Well, one-sided, basically, I should say. What I'm saying is these you can build in literally less than 5 minutes if you literally feel like it. Please take a little bit more time on that. But yeah, you can build all these in 5 minutes. Now, we have what I would like to call the advanced form of SDs on top of that. These boys are a little bit more complicated. These will take you a lot more time and effort, and you're probably wondering, what do I mean by that? Well, I can show you the difference right now. Now, for example, I didn't pull his box out, but this is the SD Barbatos. You see him? Okay. Now, these are two of the SDs from earlier. Yeah. You see the difference? It's a very clear difference. It's a painful difference. So, there's also, I don't own any of these, so I can't give the example, but there's also master grade SDs that are coming out, or are probably out already. I live under a rock, kinda, sorta. So, yeah. So, that's the thing. SDs, while they are the true entry grade, in my opinion, do vary in style, flavor, and complexity quite a bit. This guy was a little bit of a pain to build, I won't lie. But the SD Barbatos is fun, I just didn't feel like pulling his box off the shelf. So, moving forward from all this stuff, what is next? Boxes have fallen on the floor. Well, we gotta talk about the true entry grade. What is the true entry grade? Well, it is the entry grade. Yeah. There's a painter model beneath there, but you can't tell. Now, I jokingly said SDs are the true entry grade, but in my opinion, that is the truth. But as far as official Gunpla is concerned, these are the real entry grade. What do I have to say about these? Now, while SDs are quick 5-minute to 30-minute builds, entry grades can be a little bit longer. If you want to go for detail, these builds can take about an hour long. They're not too big of a pain to customize. They are quite easy to customize. They are friendly to the Gunpla markers. I don't recommend taking Gunpla markers on anything higher than a master grade. I'm doing a real grade build with Gunpla markers, and I'm not liking how it's turning out. So that's how my official statement on Gunpla markers and where they apply and don't. I mean, I don't know. I also need to improve some of my methods. I'm usually pretty good with the Gunpla marker, but not with this real grade wing, man. This real grade wing is kicking my buttocks. But back to the entry grades. The entry grades will take you about an hour. Honestly, if I'm going to talk my favorite, I'm going to have to say it was the Strike. This boy is pretty dang flexible. He is pretty neat. He is pretty tidy. He is pretty litty bitty, my good old giddies. And yeah, he's a good old time to build. Second place is V Gundam. And third and final is the RXs down here. Now, there's nothing wrong with the RXs. They are my favorite boys, as we covered in my RX video. But yeah, the Strike, they're pretty good and they're my favorites. The Strike is my favorite entry grade and I highly recommend it. By far the easiest. The RX might give you a little bit of trouble in the torso. Oh, I should point over here. In the torso. Not torso. Waist. My bad. The crotch, so to speak. The new, not really any problems with him. I didn't do the arm side, so I don't know if that will give you any problems. I don't imagine it would. It looks pretty simple. I have no complaints on the Strike whatsoever. So moving on from the entry grades, we gotta cover our bare basics, which will be our first grades and our G-frames. Now, why am I throwing in first grades and G-frames together? Well, I don't own many of them. There are 2 other first grades and there are a lot other G-frames I don't own. So I might as well group them together in this little cluster on top of the first grades for the sake of simplicity. What do I think of the first grade starting out, considering I only own one, which is the RX? Well, honestly, I think first grades are a good starter point. You could probably do that in swap out with entry grades. They are much older kits, but on the plus sides, they are cheap kits. So you could get all 3 for 15 buckaroos, and you would have no issue whatsoever. And I think that is a good time. I built my first grade in like 30 minutes. So I have no complaints with it whatsoever. We customized it in a video before this. So hey, go check that out if you can. Now, onto the G-frames. I don't know, man. They are more so figures than model kits. You can take the Gunpla marker to them. You can do the same customizations, honestly. It's not really that different or that difficult. My cat is stalking me from behind me on my bed. Hi, Yugi. Yes, I named my cat Yugi. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh nerd. Let's move on. But these G-frames, I don't know. I just don't really know. I honestly think they're pretty decent and they are pretty good. And I think they're a vibe in time, but I am really unsure if we should even consider a model kits. Like, it is loose. Like, you technically do build them together, snap them, and all that happy crap. But I'm very unsure. Let me know what you think of G-frames in the comments below if anyone watches this. So, finally, we gotta move on to the beginning of the end of the beginner stage, and that is high grades. Now, obviously, I recommend all SDs, all first grades, all G frames, and all entry grades and first grades. I think I said that already. But what high grades do I recommend for the beginners? Well, I got two, and I think y'all will like these. So give me 1 second so I can save camera memory. Yeah, I know, I'm being climatic, not cutting the camera, but y'all need something to fucking be anticipating for, and that is the good old Delonza and the good old Leo. Now, the Delonza and the Leo are two excellent high grades. They are litty bitty. They have the good old, like all Gunpla kits, the Bandai stamp of approval. Sorry, I promised this video would be uncut, but hey, we go what we go with. My cat wouldn't stop bugging me, so you know what it is. Anyway, so as far as high grades go, these are the two I recommend for all beginners, the Delonza and the Leo. And high grades kind of come in two classes, which are polycap high grades and polycapless high grades. Now, this isn't official, so to speak. Nobody calls it this. This is strictly my own language and how I describe things. The Leo has polycaps. This does not. Polycaps are small little buggers that are super annoying, and you'll know polycaps when you see them. I jokingly call them polycarbs sometimes on the channel too. But yeah, the Delonza is polycapless, so I recommend this be your first high grade. And then if you want to get into polycaps, which you'll need to do anyway, probably for the SDs, honestly, in some cases. Yeah, sorry guys, you won't escape them in the SDs. But yeah, if you're feeling brave, do the Leo. But anyway, guys, I have been Johnny Von Duke. My curious cat is bugging me again. I have finished this video, and I'll see yous all in the next Gunpla video. Rock on, everybody. See yous.